What's up, guys? It's your girl Ari. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Today we are about to get into this simple but cute makeup look that I just did. If you guys are following me on my other social media platforms such as Instagram, you guys would have seen that I requested for you guys to ask me some questions so we can sit and have a chit chat while I do my makeup. Y'all, I'm not even going nowhere, but baby, I'm not gonna lie, this makeup look ate down, okay? Every product that I ended up using in this video will be linked down in my description box, as well as my Amazon storefront. I'm not no makeup artist, but I'm starting to get the simple, natural looks down. Eventually, I want to be able to branch out and get a little more colorful and things of that nature, but I wanted to give you guys an everyday routine that I always do when I do decide to do my makeup. It's simple, it's easy, and your girl, you know I'm a girl's girl, so I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm not gonna do too much rambling, so without further ado, let's get into this video. I can't believe that it is 2:12 and I woke up at 9 prepared for this video. I don't know where the time went, where the time was going, but I'm just not getting started, and I'm really doing my makeup to go nowhere. But y'all asked and I'm gonna give it to you. First, I'm gonna clip up my hair. First, we're gonna start off with primer. This primer, honestly, by far has done me the most justice out of all the primers that I have used before. But if y'all have any other recommendations, make sure that you guys list them down below. And all the products that I am going to be using in today's video will be down in the description box. First question, what inspired you to do YouTube? Honestly, it all started probably with me at first doing a YouTube couples channel that I did with Carell, but I realized that that wasn't really my path. Oftentimes it was always just like me doing the pranks, and I felt like pranks could only take you so far, if that makes sense. It's a very lucrative category, but at the same time you're only so limited, and it just wasn't enough for me. And then I've always been the person to record everything. If y'all want a throwback video, just come to me, because 9 times out of 10 I probably have it in my phone still. So I just thought maybe, I should just start kind of documenting my life. Let me just start doing something a little more differently, especially when I started doing content creating. And then what inspired me even more was when I seen my cousin Cameron doing it. You guys have already seen her on my channel numerous times, but when I seen her do it and flourish, I was like, all right, what are you scared of? It's definitely different because I was looking forward to doing it with another person, but it's definitely a different journey when it's by yourself. And it's just helped me grow so much, even watching people that have already inspired me and things of that nature. So yeah, next I'm about to go in with my L'Oreal True Match Nude with hyaluronic acid. This one, I use this foundation every now and then, but it's my recent one that I have been using the most, only because obviously during the wintertime we get a little more lighter, and the NARS one that I have, it's a little too dark. I guess that's more of my summertime color, so I feel more comfortable using this one right here. I'm gonna go in with my Real Technique Expert face brush and just blend that in. Next question is, what are your thoughts and feelings from the beginning to now on my content creation journey? I could say that when I first did it, or when I first started, it definitely was very discouraging a lot of the times, more than motivational for me, only because I felt like I was oftenly comparing myself to a lot of my favorite content creators, and I thought maybe this isn't for me. I just don't see me growing as much. So in the beginning, I think I was just kind of looking at it at a different angle, but the more and more that I continued to do research, be open to other styles of vlogging, and just understanding that this is my journey and my own path, and it may take time. I may not grow as fast as I may want to, but I shouldn't compare myself to other people's journey, if that makes sense. It's definitely a personal outlet. Honestly, it's like a diary but obviously I get to share with the public, and it's what I feel comfortable sharing, and I've actually found it to be really like relaxing. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Skin Concealer in 380. On to the next question. How was the adjustment of becoming a content creator? Whew, Lord. The adjustment, I would say, my adjustment honestly wasn't that difficult for me. I guess the hardest thing with adjusting is my schedule and like being able to balance it with work. That's probably the difficult part. So the transition wasn't too bad because I already was working a night shift. So it kind of made it easier because I work 3 days out the week. However, I guess the most challenging part is just more of creating a balance with family time, hanging out with friends, like my social time. Sometimes I can be in over my head, and it's either I'm putting too much time into hanging out, being with friends, than doing what it is that I truly love and is going to take me to the next level of my career. So sometimes I felt like I was always kind of standing in my way because I was allowing too much freedom or too much social and playtime, that it was just kind of stopping me from where I want to be. Using my beauty blender, I'm going to use the NYX Dewy Setting Spray. Usually I sometimes will wet my brush, but then other times I will use my setting spray just to help blend better and then set. So I usually use like a setting spray just to set in between before I actually use setting powder. However, the adjustment has been quite a breeze. Just as of recently, I started to notice that a lot of my time was going to other parts of my life that was hindering me from putting more time and effort into my YouTube family or myself, as far as pouring into my own cup, and as well as reaching out to brands, just trying to make those connections and networking. Like, I was putting my time into things that were not benefiting me, but they were draining me. So I guess with the adjustment, like I said, it all goes back to finding that balance. But overall, the transition and adjusting to being a content creator has been fun. It's been different. Even like in public when I'm recording, people are trying to figure out like who I am, what is she doing, things of that nature. So it can be a little nerve-wracking, or it can be very intimidating sometimes. But at the same time, it's not that bad. I've actually enjoyed it quite a bit. What is the hardest thing about content creating? This answer could be a whole entire vlog in itself, but I guess I can name like a couple. And I would honestly say the hardest thing is not comparing yourself to others. Time management. 24 hours is just not enough time in a day, and believe it or not, the time it takes filming just a simple video that may come out to be 30 seconds long can take you a few hours. And that's with short film content. Obviously the longer vlogs, it can take time, and I can honestly say that sometimes time is just not on our side, and it can make it very, very difficult. Honestly, the pressure of time will just drive you crazy. And another key point that I probably would say that can be very difficult when it comes to content creating is having like a supportive community, or somebody who truly understands what you're going through when it comes to this. Because like I said, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but it can be very, very nerve-wracking. And when you don't have like a support system or somebody who truly understands what you're going through, it can be like very difficult to just even get through it. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, Cameron is the only one who truly understands what I'm going through when it comes to content creating, like the frustrations, the highs and the lows. It's always easier to talk to her versus like other people that just may know what I'm doing, support what I'm doing, like from a distance. She can truly understand it. It's a different feeling when you have somebody that can walk through it with you and truly understand and hear you out, and be there in your corner to also motivate and push you. So I feel like just making sure you have the right people in your space can be hard when it comes to content creating, because a lot of people have seen it as a joke or they don't understand it that much. So it can be definitely hard when somebody where you feel like people are dimming your light or like you're doing something foolish because they don't understand something. So I would just say, honestly, time management is hard. Making sure you have the right people that support you in your corner is hard, and things of that nature. I'm also going to go in with my 410 T concealer. This one is more of an actual true match to my skin tone. And I usually do it in the middle sections because I just like the way it blends better in my skin. If you could redo one thing in your life, what would it be? Nothing. And I say nothing because I feel like I would see that as maybe like a regret. And I wouldn't be the person that I am today without going through what I have been through in life. So I don't think I would redo anything if I had to. But I guess in a way I would just be more cautious of how I handle situations, or just be a little more aware of people, situations, my emotions, things of that nature. But as far as just redoing something, I wouldn't change it because God put me through these things for a reason, and why try to change something that, you know, He wanted me to learn. So yeah, that's really my take on that, because I really see that question as a form of like, do I regret something and would I change it? And honestly, I don't. I am going to now go in with my Maybelline setting powder. Y'all, I have been trying to get a new setting powder by, I think it's Amicole. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I will put it down in the description box. Y'all, it's usually sold out like all the time. Every time I go look, it's a loose translucent powder, and it's always just like out of stock. Like, they have not filled it up. Can't find it online, definitely can't find it in the stores. So right now I've been just using this setting powder, and it seems to work for me for now. I mean, I don't really have too many complaints about it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Y'all, I usually honestly don't like this question, only because it just gives me interview vibes. Like, I don't know. But I guess in a way this is like an interview, or, you know, questions that you guys would love for me to answer. Honestly, in 5 years, I would hope to be a homeowner. I don't have a desired place. I do see myself moving to Atlanta, but obviously I don't know what it's like to actually live there until I get there. And I don't know if I want to be a homeowner there, but I do know I want to be a homeowner. I definitely see myself like owning a business. Finished with college, if not almost finished, especially with, you know, becoming a marriage and family therapist. I also see myself married with kids. I would have already had my first one, but hopefully I will be making my way to having my second child. So that's a couple things where I see myself. I definitely see myself with this passport book stamped up. Okay, I better be well traveled in 5 years. Okay, I don't have to have seen everything in the world, but I need to see a good majority of it. So that is what I see for myself in the next 5 years. Next, I am going to go in with my Anastasia bronzer. This one is in hazelnut. Sometimes if I don't use this, I will end up using my Fenty contour stick, but I have been loving this right here. Like, it's definitely a simple look that you can just put together, and honestly the bronzer goes a long way. So I'm just going to use one of my brushes to blend it in my contouring areas. Now this question is definitely a little off topic from the content creating tips and things. Do you feel a relationship is 50-50? Okay, I'm not no relationship expert, you know, and I honestly would say that it just depends on the household. I think that in certain situations, it will be 50-50. I think that there could be times where it could be 70-30. Like, it could just be different aspects, just because you don't know what people going through, what somebody can handle. You just don't know. So I honestly, me personally, in my household, I believe in 50-50 in certain things. You know, my man wants to provide mostly. I'm fine with that. But I'm also okay with helping out and contributing as well, because my mom has always raised me to be able to take care of my own. I need to always make sure I have my own back. So I don't ever want to get comfortable with relying on one person to handle something, because I don't think it's fair, especially because there's those controversial topics where they say men have to take all of the responsibilities, and I just don't think that's true. I don't think that is reasonable for just one human. But you know, to each their own. Like, I'm not, like I said, I'm no guru, but this is just what works for me, baby. How did you start working out? Like, what motivated you, and what advice would you give to others who want to start but are scared or don't know how? I think I've talked about this a couple times on my channel, but how I started off, honestly, I was pretty fresh into my relationship. Well, not fresh. I was probably like 2-3 years into my relationship, and my weight, that happy weight, that relationship weight that they be talking about, it exists. And baby, I wasn't here for it. I did not like the way I looked. I did not like the way my clothes fit. It just wasn't for me. Like, I was very oftentimes depressed because I just wasn't happy. And it started off, at this time I worked at a baby store in retail, and my coworker would have these like shakes and teas that she would come in. I'm like, what is that? Like, what are you drinking, girl? And long story short, she was drinking Herbalife. Don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's basically meal replacements, protein shakes, just like a healthy version of like getting your life back on track. I started doing that, and eventually it progressed into me working out more. I then got trainers, and that's where I started. Honestly, I feel like my advice to anyone who wants to start is just do what makes you comfortable. Start slow. It's all about nutrition. It's 80-20. So for those who do not know what that means, it's 80% your nutrition, 20% is fitness. And the simple way I can put it is, don't overload yourself with what you cannot handle. It took a minute for me to work up to where I started off only doing two workouts a week, 3 workouts a week. Then eventually I started working out 6 days a week. You have to create a routine and consistent schedule that's going to work for you. So for anybody who wants to start, you're scared to, I would honestly say change your eating habits first. That is what worked for me. Usually that's what works for a lot of people. You can be consistent in the gym. For me personally, working out is never my issue. It's always about what I eat, and that's like literally my biggest battle is my food. Find a purpose and a reason why you want to do this. Don't compare yourselves to others. It's like with anything, your journey is always going to be different from somebody else's. You may have similarities. You guys may understand the certain things you're going through, but at the same time, your journey is your journey. And if you guys ever want any more tips or things that maybe I could show you guys, you know, what I ate and things of that nature. Honestly, meal replacements was the first thing that worked for me, only because oftentimes I would skip meals. I wouldn't eat breakfast, and breakfast honestly really is the most important meal of the day. It's not just something that we just say because it's a saying. Like, it really is important. And I just learned that what I put into my body really is what shows. So yeah, honestly, I don't know why I didn't do my eyebrows, y'all. I'm not really a big fan of doing my eyebrows too much, so sometimes you guys will see my makeup done and my eyebrows are really not even filled in. I recently just got my eyebrows done not too long ago, so it doesn't look too crazy. I'm just gonna fill them in just a little bit on the ends, and that's about it. I don't do anything too like major when it comes to my eyebrows. I usually use the Anastasia brow definer. That is what works the most for me. Like I said, I'm not an expert when it comes to doing my eyebrows, y'all, so please don't go off of me, and don't go too hard on me in the comments. I don't know what this brush is called, but I also use a little bit of my bronzer and put it in areas like from my nose to contour. Just trust the process, y'all. Not be looking crazy when I first start off, but I promise it's gonna come together and it's gonna be a look. I kept getting this question. You guys want to know what is my goals for the new year. I got a lot, but to name a few, definitely want to be moved out of my mom's house. Don't get me wrong, I love being here, but it's time for a baby girl to spread her wings. I should have been already spread them. So that's definitely something that I want for myself with this new upcoming year. Another thing is that I want to have made more connections with brands, and also like try to get my first brand trip. That's definitely a goal of mine. I want to get my dream car this upcoming year. And I also want to travel out the country at least 2 times at the minimum. So that is in the works. I have had Africa on my list. Turks and Caicos possibly for my birthday. Me and my sister have been talking about going to Thailand. So things of that nature. That is some of the goals I do have. But I also want to be able to find a church home. I love how much I've grown when it comes to my relationship with God. Because at one point I did stray away. So I can honestly say that I hope to find a church home for me. Not to say that I have to go to church, but it's something that is a goal of mine. I want to be able to hone in on my mental health a little more and also be a little more vulnerable, because I've had a hard time doing that, just even with close people around me. Being vulnerable has been very difficult for me. I don't like what I put in terms of mushy. I don't like that. I feel uncomfortable only because I don't know how to respond to it. But it's a goal of mine to learn how to put my walls down just a little bit. It's okay to be cautious. It's okay to be guarded, but to a certain extent, especially with those who you love. So those are some goals that I have. And also to meet some of my favorite content creators. Like a lot of my favorite content creators, we just like speak on social media, and I'm ready to take it out the DMs, take it out the chats. It's time to meet up. It's time to do a meet up, a meet and greet. Like I want to really do like a content creator trip. Like that is something that has been on my mind heavily. So that's gonna be in the works, and y'all already know I'm gonna record that, and we're gonna just stay tuned. Next, I am going to go in and put some lashes on, y'all. Lashes is a struggle for me, but I have learned over time how to put them on a little faster. These lashes are from Amazon, so like I said, they will be down in the description box as well as my Amazon storefront. What did you learn this year in 2023? I've learned many things, you guys. But the most one that I feel like has really stuck out to me is to stop pouring into other people's cup and not filling like your own. That one is something that really was hard for me this year. But at the same time, like I said, I don't regret it. So it's a learning experience, and I'm glad that I was able to take that away this year and understand that I cannot continue to pour into somebody else's cup and my cup is practically empty. It's draining. It's not good for your mental health. And, at the same time, sometimes you have to learn to say no to certain people, even if they are close people to you and you truly love them and you want to be helping them. But at the same time, you always have to put yourself first for the most part, because how can you help somebody and you're drained? Like how can you truly be there for someone and you don't even have the mental capacity to be there for yourself? So that's something that I have truly learned this year, and it's something that I'm going to take with me into many more years that are to come for me. Okay, after I just struggled getting these lashes on, we're down to our final and last couple of steps. I am going to be using Rare Beauty's liquid blush in Love. This is absolutely my favorite blush. After I left the powder blush alone, this literally is my best friend. You don't even need that much. Like, see, that was low-key kind of too much on that side, but it's gonna blend out perfectly. And sometimes I do 2 to 3 dots on my cheekbones, blend it out with a brush. What is your favorite holiday tradition? Honestly, it'd probably be Thanksgiving. It's between Thanksgiving and Christmas, to be honest. But I guess like my favorite holiday tradition, because it's not just about like the food and stuff, but I love the fact that the family gets together and we always do karaoke. The holiday is not complete if we're not singing on that mic. Okay, so that's probably like one of my favorites. Oh my god, y'all, the blush. Like, I have came such a long way for my makeup. It's not even funny at all. But like the way this blush just sits and just sets on my face, like it literally does its job. I am finally about to do my lip combo. I need to learn some different lip combos. My lip combo is usually the same. Every now and then I might switch up the colors. Hold on. Every now and then I may switch up the colors, but I usually use my MAC pencil in chestnut. I'm trying to get better at doing my lip combos, only because I noticed like when I finally put my lips together, I just mash the color all together, and it's not like I want it to be that dark brown lining around my lips, and then the colors just set right, like perfectly, if that makes sense. So it's been something I've been trying to work on, taking my time. I watched a video of this girl doing it. Like, she basically was like, you need to, when you bring your lips in, you're not supposed to like rub them all together. You're supposed to only bring the outer to touch. So like that. I've been trying, so we'll see how this lip combo turns out. Next, I am going to go in with my Anastasia matte lipstick, taupe beige. So I just dab it in the middle. What is some advice that you would give those experiencing a hard time right now? The best advice that I can give to you is surround yourself with people that you love. Obviously, try to stay positive. Be intentional on what you consume in a day, which is as far as social media, reading. What works for me, honestly, is praying, going to like close people that I know will like actually understand me, and it's not a judgmental zone, like it's judge free. I would say do something that makes you happy. Listen to music, whatever it is that interests you. Whenever you're having a hard time, take a step back and do something that you know that really enjoy and makes you happy. Now this right here that I'm about to go in with is a L'Oreal Paris pink lip gloss that I had got out of Walgreens. Y'all, don't sleep on the drugstore lip stuff, because they come in handy. So it's just some more pink tone. I be having to like get in there, because it's like when I pull it out, it don't want to be none on there. So it's a little more pink, and then I need to find my clear lip gloss, but usually I finish off with a clear lip gloss for the combo. So last but not least, this is the One Size On Till Dawn mattifying waterproof setting spray. This is my first time using it, so I will let you guys know how I like it. I usually only use the NYX one, but I wanted to try something different. Shout out to my girl Tamiwa for putting the girlies on. So I love how it sprays out, like it's perfect. Ooh, it smells good. So yes, this is the final look. I hope that I answered all the questions that you guys had very good and thoroughly. This was something new. Obviously over time I will get better. A girl needs to fix her hair, but we will be doing a lot of more sit downs. This was actually pretty fun. I actually loved it. So if you guys like this look, make sure you save it. Comment down below any tips, because like I said, I am still new to this makeup game, but a lot of you guys wanted to know like my everyday little skincare routine. This is more like a calming winter look. It's nothing too major. This is a look, honestly, it doesn't take that long when you're just strictly doing makeup, but obviously answering these questions prolonged it a little longer. But this look right here, every day, simple and quick. Honestly, you can get it done within 15 minutes and be on your way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video just as much as I did making it, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.
I miss my cocoa butter kisses, hope you smile.